Welcome back to Forest Firearms, everybody. I'm Ivan.
And I am Thomas. And today we're going to do a really interesting video for you guys. We're going to do Tavor X95 versus Lee Enfield No1 MK3. Now, Ivan, can you give us a little bit of an idea of what the significance of this comparison is? Because to most people, this is just going to seem weird.
Okay, so I came up with this with two different thought processes. I had heard on the news a while back about a group of U.S. soldiers that were in Afghanistan that were pinned down by a man using a Lee Enfield. I believe it was a number 4 Mark 1, maybe, don't quote me on that, maybe even a 1917 style. But he kept them pinned down, and he was making hits at like 600 yards or something like that. It was crazy. And the soldiers were really surprised to see that much fire effectiveness was put on them by somebody with such an antique weapon. And the second part of that idea too is the Lee Enfield is my favorite platformer rifle, and I kind of want to know how much of a disadvantage am I in a more realistic combat style shooting versus one of the most modern rifles on the market today.
So what we're going to do basically is we are at long range here. We're well over 200 yards from my steel plate, and
if not more.
Yeah, if it could be considerably more than that. We don't have a rangefinder. This is just a guess here, basically. But we're going to do a course of fire where we've got 6 positions. You have to make 2 hits on the steel from all 6 positions. We're going to be advancing on the target as we go. So we'll see how it goes. This is going to be kind of a handful to pull off. But let's just go ahead and get into it. I'm going to take your rifle and put it somewhere out of the way.
And before anyone says, well, why do you guys make the same amount of hits for each position since the Lee Enfield is so much more powerful? My thought process is we both talked about that, like maybe him doing more hits than me, but I think that kind of negates what we're trying to look at is how far behind from shooting from each position am I going to be behind Thomas, because I don't expect to win, but I want to see by how much do I lose.
And at the same time, you have to consider the deadly effectiveness of the bullet. A .223 or .556 starts tumbling way before a .303 Brit. I'm at a disadvantage if I'm actually trying to put a man down with this, or even an animal or anything really. At that distance, this is not going to be that effective for bringing down a live target, where the .303 Brit will kill it flat out if you hit a vital.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot more power with that cartridge, but let's just see what happens. We have not done this before. We didn't get ready. We didn't try it out. We set it up. We took a shot each, and we thought, let's just kind of go cold bore and let's see what happens. Yeah,
we're basically, we set up our course. Now we're just going to see if we can handle it. So,
yeah, anything could happen, guys. So when you're ready, Thomas, like I said, look at this ground. This is newly felled trees, and they're doing a lot of logging out here. And it's treacherous, so we might fall, so we got to be careful with our safeties and make sure that we're ready to roll.
Ready. Well, I am ready when you are.
Okay, Thomas, I'm getting my stop time ready. Are you ready?
I am ready.
Go. Nope. Crept off the side. Okay, right on the money. 1 minute, 23 seconds, .49.
Wow, That is brutal, guys. That is an insane course.
Oh my word.
I thought I hit it when I didn't, and Ivan called me out on it, so I went and dropped and took another shot. Glad you did that, thank you.
Yeah, it shot and it made a noise. It like ricocheted off of the branch above it. I seen it explode, but it sounded kind of like a hit, but it wasn't, so I just made sure we were fair.
Okay. Now that is one thing, guys, that I have an inherited advantage where I can dump ammo where he can't so much. I've got 30 round magazines in this thing, so.
And I got 10, and I have to reload with 5 charger clips, 5-round charger clips, which are not easy to reload. As you guys have seen, they tend to be very finicky. How many rounds do you have in that, Thomas?
Let's see here.
Can you even see? Wow.
3.
So you use 27 shots. Yeah. Okay, I'm a little daunted from this, man, so we'll see what I do.
And that is one thing too, with you, you've got to operate a bolt the whole time. So with me, I can basically just point and shoot.
Yeah.
That is an advantage and a disadvantage, and this is something that you'll find with people in the field, is if you can use more ammo, you tend to.
Yeah. So let's see what happens with me, Thomas. So once again for the guys, try to remember this, 1 minute, 23 seconds.
1 minute, 23 seconds.
As you guys can see, I thought Thomas tripped a couple times. I just about went down a couple times. You really got to watch your feet when you're moving through this woods right here.
Yeah, it's intense. And I know advancing from the last tree position, I just about went face first into that trench. And this is longer range than I think I have ever shot the Tavor at. I'm actually surprised that I was able to make the hits as good as I did, but still the same. We'll see how this is compared to Ivan's Enfield. And if you hear my heavy breathing, sorry, I am winded.
Okay guys, 1917, BSA made. Lee Enfield, this is exactly 100 years old. Let's see how far we've gotten in 100 years with weapon technology. Gotta put on my belt real quick, got all my ammo on it.
And again, as far as our setup, as usual, I'm going with a more tactical setup than Ivan. What style of setup you got here?
Oh, it's a mismatch. So I got Russian, World War II Russian pouches, a Vietnam era belt, or maybe a little bit after Vietnam, and a Webley from the 1880s. It's a Webley Mark I. So I got a real mixture of stuff going right now. Okay, man. Oh. Let's get going. I'm already winded, so hopefully this isn't a detriment on my run.
Yeah. It's a long course. You're moving a lot, several positions. It's intense.
Okay, when that stop timer's ready, Thomas.
Alrighty. And go.
Is that a hit?
Nope. Nope. 2 minutes 11 seconds.
Oh, wow.
To 1 minute 31 or 33 seconds. 32?
Wow.
130 something versus 211.
That was a way harder course than I thought it was going to be, guys.
It's brutal.
One thing I found, which I didn't expect, is right here on my jacket, I have some of these metal things, and it made it kind of hard for me to get a really good placement of the rifle. I found that I was sliding around quite a bit, so I'd like to try that again sometime. That was way harder than I thought it was going to be, so I guess this time Thomas has got me with his more modern weapon.
Well, guys, this is Thomas.
And I'm Ivan.
And we're with Forest Firearms. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and we'll see you next time.
See ya.